Ever wonder why you're here living this wild, messy human life? Some stories out there, religious, philosophical, even scientific, try to sell you that you're supposed to be something else, like some eternal angel floating above it all. But what if God made you mortal on purpose? What if his eternal plan was for you to be human, living, loving, choosing, and shining in a short, beautiful life? That's the truth, straight from Genesis 1 in Jesus' own words, and it's going to stick with you forever. Ready to hear God's real plan? Let's dive in. Here's the deal. God's plan was never about making angels. Genesis 1:28 says it loud and clear, "Be fruitful and multiply." That's a human thing, living, having kids, passing on a legacy. Angels don't do that. Jesus backs it up in Matthew 22:30, saying the resurrected are like angels, done with marriage and kids. That means you were created mortal, meant to live a short, vibrant life, not an eternal one. And check this out. God looked at it all and said it was good, Genesis 1:31. Not a mistake, not a curse, good. He gave you a spark of himself, a conscience that knows right from wrong, the freedom to choose your path, and the call to make the world better, not boss it around. That's God's eternal plan, a human life, short but packed with purpose, where you get to choose how to shine. Some folks get it twisted, clinging to old myths like the Garden of Eden story, where they say humans were made immortal until some original sin brought death. That's not God's plan. That's a Greek fairy tale cooked up by philosophers in Alexandria who wanted to sound deep. They slipped that second creation story into Genesis 2 and 3, but it's not the real deal. Want proof? Look at the Sabbath, straight from God's law in Exodus 20:8-11. It's tied to the 7-day creation in Genesis 1, where God rests and calls it good. No mention of Eden, no original sin, no immortality. For Moses, sin was breaking God's law from Sinai, not some ancient fruit fiasco. The Eden story, the flood, the Tower of Babel? Just Greek myths, not God's truth. As we say at Melek Ministry, those philosophers threw the truth to the ground, as Daniel 8:12 says, spreading confusion instead of clarity. God's real plan is in Genesis 1. You're human, not an angel, with 2 unique gifts. First, the image of God, a conscience that lets you choose right, love deeply, and live with purpose. Second, the ability to multiply, to build families and legacies, something angels can't do. Jesus makes it crystal clear. In the resurrection, you'll be like angels, no more marrying or multiplying. Matthew 22:30. That proves it. God made you mortal from the start, and he called it good. Any story saying you were meant to be immortal and multiply at the same time? It's a lie, a fake reality that contradicts Jesus himself. You could chase those fake realities, religious tales about eternal souls, philosophical ideas about being more than human, or scientific spins that dodge God's truth. Those are just illusions, stories people make up when they don't trust God's clear plan. They're not real. God's eternal plan is simple. You're mortal, not an angel, made to live a short, vibrant life with a conscience that shines. At Melek Ministry, we're all about getting back to that truth, stripping away the Greek myths that cloud the real plan. So here's the question. You ready to live God's true plan? To be the human he created, mortal, free, purposeful, with his image guiding you? Forget the myths, the fake stories. Grab the truth from Genesis 1, hold it tight, and live it. Subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and let's spread God's real plan together.